Are you ever just lying in bed, just chilling in the dark, staring up at the ceiling, and you realize you're not breathing?
Why we?
Because I do. And then I'm like, oh shit, aren't these supposed to be automated processes? Because I don't remember having breathed all day. And then I do. I freak out and actively start breathing. And I don't know if it's because I'm panicking or because I'm allergic to breathing or because I'm doing breathing wrong. But I start feeling lightheaded and tingly all over, and my body is twitchy and loose, but my nerves are buzzing and my chest only feels tighter now and heavier than before when I realized I wasn't breathing. And then I just have to stop. I have to stop trying to breathe. And I have to remember those breathing gifs on social media so I can mimic them. And I try to be all calm and meditative about it, and I take in deep diaphragmatic breaths, trying to be slow and steady, and nothing. Just more nothing. And I know it sounds like I'm describing a panic attack, but that's not what it is. And it's not a nervous system thing, because all of my systems are nervous. If anything, it seems like an allergic reaction to breathing or existing, which I don't get. Isn't breathing supposed to be good for you? Make you feel better, calm you down, refresh you? But it just feels like I'm pumping air into a punctured bicycle tire where it won't ever fill up because there's a gaping tear through the center of it. The kind of tear that even duct tape can't fix. The kind of tear that won't tide you over till you can get it looked at by a bicycle wheeler and dealer. The kind that you just can't ignore and keep biking on. But what else can you do? So I just lie there staring up at the ceiling, trying desperately to not forget how to breathe and let the weight of the nothingness crush me. Like a literal weight strapped to my chest, not letting me breathe. Like trying to ride a bicycle with a punctured tire. And usually it's not so dramatic. Usually I have my phone with me in the darkness where the brightness can blind me as I lie curled up on my side and scroll and scroll and scroll till I can't keep my eyes open anymore and pass out asleep. And it's like blinders on a horse, ensuring that I don't have to think. I don't have to think about me, my life, my future, my past, what I'm doing, where I'm going, if I am going, and what the fuck is happening. And as long as I lie there scrolling, I don't have to be me. And I wake up in the morning and it's the same thing all over again. Every waking moment just dedicated to a screen. You could say that I'm the ideal child of the algorithm, the way I am constantly glued to a gadget, switching between various tabs and apps and windows of futility. And that's all it is, futility. And it's only when these gadgets die and you're forced to lie there drowning in your own thoughts that you realize that you haven't been breathing, let alone actually fucking living. And you're feeling just like you did as a miserable teenager. Just empty and shallow and going through the motions every single day and not knowing what or why you're doing what you are. And now years have passed by, decades, and it's still just you lying in a bed, staring up at the ceiling surrounded by the same four walls. I mean, granted, beds change and walls change, cities, countries, and time zones change, but it still feels like you're exactly where you were, rooted to the same spot, like some unchanged monolith from the days gone by. Never moving, never changing. Only that's not true. I mean, everything has changed. It's completely different, at least on the surface. You're different. You've been through so much. You've done so much. You've met so many people. You've been a part of so many things. You've learned and grown, and you're different. A far cry from who you were. And yet, you still feel exactly the same. And you can't believe that it's so many years later because it all just feels like one very long day to you. a day that's never ending, never changing. Now I'm just growing more and more tired as it stretches on. And that's just how I'm feeling. Just tired. Not sad, not bored, not irritated. Maybe a little scared, but mainly just tired. Like, is this all there is? I mean, yeah, apparently life is a roller coaster, or more like bumper cars if you ask me, but yeah, there's ups and downs and challenges and successes and periods of just being dragged through the mud and building a home at rock bottom because it looks like you're gonna be there a while. And there's work and school and universities and hobbies and friends and family and other random idiots and random occurrences. But is this it? Is this really all there is? I mean, I'm 24 and I'm just so tired. And that's what I mean by never changing. I mean, I remember being tired at 21. I remember being tired at 16. I remember being tired at 12. At 12! Tired of what? A fucking Disney Channel? But just being absolutely sick of it. Like, what's the point? Why put on this farce every single day? I don't know if I'm just depressed and undiagnosed, or I'm just an eternally dissatisfied bitch, or am I unsatisfied? I don't know if I'm unhappy with how things are, or if I'm feeling incomplete and unfulfilled. And that's why there's this sense of, is this all there is to life? And do I just continue to feel like this forever? And I see other people, yeah, that's right, I see the rest of you, hanging around, having fun, chilling, living life. And you know what? I'm gonna say it. I fucking hate you. Not because you're living or because your existence is more meaningful than mine, but what the fuck do y'all have figured out that I don't? Do other people not have thoughts of constant existential dread? Or are y'all really just that dull? Or have you attained nirvana, so you're just chilling? Like you've found meaning and purpose, or you're just better at intellectualizing and processing life and what it means? Or are you also struggling? In private, in your bedroom, in the dark, all alone. I mean, I can't be the only one wearing it on my sleeve like this. And I don't understand. Like, I've tried all the things. I've read books on finding meaning and purpose in life and how to connect to fellow man and make sense of it all and not feel so burdened by awareness or consciousness and bullshit. Like, I've drawn the damn Venn diagrams on purpose meets passion meets ikigai and read research papers and studies on how people on the brink of death or people who've been through extensive trauma find meaning in life. I've taken notes from online courses on living for what matters. I've seen all the Oprah videos, all the TED Talk videos. I know all the self-proclaimed self-help gurus on a first-name basis and so-called coaches and whoever, whatever. And it was fine for then, as and when I was watching the videos. Yeah, it made a lot of sense. Yeah, existence has meaning. My actions have consequences. I'm not here on this floating rock to just exist as an empty shell of a human being. My decisions and existence will cause ripples in the stream of time and humanity and blah 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 blah. But the videos always end. And phones and gadgets conspire against you and run out of charge in sync. So sometimes it's hard to remember all this existence has meaning bullshit when you're lying in bed in the dark, all alone in complete fucking silence. Because Oprah isn't lying in bed with me, whispering to me in reassurance as I can't fall asleep and struggle to remember how to breathe. It's not her sad, empty eyes I'm staring into when I look in the mirror every single day and wonder what the fuck I'm supposed to be doing and why I should even bother waking up every single morning. Oprah isn't gonna tell me why I'm feeling the way I am and what I should do about it, 'cause she has it figured out and she isn't here to make sense of my bullshit. That's not her responsibility. Which is super fucking selfish of her, if I may be so bold. So along with everything else that I tried And like everyone else whom Oprah refuses to help, I tried meditation. And it's the closest I've ever come to self-harm in my adult life. Like, dude, if I were to sit here taking in gentle, calming breaths and be aware of all of the thoughts that I have been actively repressing for decades and try to accept them as they are without judgment and watch them pass by without letting it affect me, then I'm telling you right now, I'm gonna end up in a straitjacket. Because who the fuck can do that? How is that the whole point of meditation? Accepting things as they are, removing yourself from the attachment to the situation or the thought. Because you, my friend, are the thinker, not the thought. You are above it. It cannot affect you if you don't let it. Do you let passing clouds affect your state of mind? No, you merely let them pass. For they are clouds, and that is their very nature. And so is the nature of thoughts. So apparently you must think of yourself as sitting on a hill looking down at the road below you and merely watch the cars drive by without letting it affect you. Which is so funny because when I think of myself precariously perched on top of a steep hill looking down at a winding road with heavy duty vehicles speeding along, let's just say that it doesn't exactly encourage a sense of peace for me. But other than being in dire need of therapy for obvious reasons, I also think that I'm too passive for meditation because I don't always know the difference between accepting and letting go versus repressing all feeling and being completely unresponsive altogether. Because there's simply no other way for me to cope in the given circumstances. It's too overwhelming or painful even to address these thoughts and experiences head on. And in an effort to maintain functionality, I detach myself from my emotions a little too much already for me to be good at meditation. Because meditation is basically awareness and acknowledgement of these thoughts and letting them be. Like leaving the dead to lie. Only in my case, these thoughts are like zombies who refuse to remain dead and keep crawling out of their graves, and the longer they rot, they only keep coming back unexpectedly in more gruesome and terrifying forms. Nothing a good old shovel to the head won't fix. Also, a common instruction in meditation is, if you notice your mind wandering, it's okay. Just gently refocus your awareness to your breath. And I'm like, bitch, that's the problem, remember? I can't fucking breathe properly. Are you even listening? But that's not to say I'm gonna stop practicing till I figure out how it's supposed to work. But it does make it that much harder to work through the very obvious sense of meaninglessness. I mean, I get it. Okay, I get it. I get the psychology behind it. I'm familiar with my boys Frankl and Rogers and Maslow. I understand how an existential crisis works. But is the crisis supposed to last throughout the period of your existence? Because I'm going on 2 decades now. Which is even more ironic because how the fuck am I tired? How can I even justify being tired when I haven't done anything yet? Life is apparently just beginning and you're already asking to sub out? I mean, I like the idea of life. I do. But what do I have to wake up for every single day? Well, I guess Kylie Jenner was wrong when she said that 2016 was the year of realizing things. Because with all this downtime, courtesy of 2020, it's really got me thinking. And there's nothing I hate doing more.